forgot. Remy might not be able to hear the music as
I can't. Yeah, I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything.
That's all right. We can go up here. It's podcast Mason and Remy. Podcast Mason and Remy. Podcast. All of the dudes and none of the songs. Just two guys. We're talking way too long. This is the podcast. Welcome.
You know what's hilarious? Because have you ever seen those stripped down videos where it's just vocals from a concert?
Yeah,
That's what that sounds like to me because I can't hear the
because it's just me.
Yeah, it's just you singing.
And my amazing voice. I know that's what you were thinking. Welcome to the podcast, episode 12, Mason and Remy, and this is the second time we have tried to live stream this from the audience, from the office. Hopefully it goes a lot smoother than the last time. Things to remember. The camera is here.
Hi.
Also, those just listening to the podcast can't see anything.
No.
Just a couple of things to remember. As we get things started, welcome to... Oh, man, it is October now.
It is October.
It is fall. And I was just... I ran down to my car I forgot to eat breakfast. It's a busy week. I'm so bad at taking care of myself. My wife is out of town. Mm-hmm. I have no real grasp on anything.
Last time we talked on the podcast, she had just left that morning.
Yeah.
So she won't actually return until
tonight. She won't.
She'll be back tonight.
Tonight after.
That's great.
Yeah, tonight it is. Tonight once work is all over, I'll get to head home and I'll get to see the wife and I'll get to see Keaton. I haven't seen him in several weeks.
That's awesome.
So I'm looking forward to hanging with him. We're gonna record a podcast. I just ran out of what I was getting at, how I have no grasp on anything. I forgot to eat breakfast this morning, but I've been up and done work for several hours at this point. But forgot to eat breakfast. Ran down to my car and realized that I was parked in the compact car zone. I drive a Chevy Equinox.
Not a compact car.
Would you call it a compact SUV though?
No. No,
you wouldn't call that a compact?
I would call what your wife drives a compact SUV.
Okay, she has a very tiny car. You're right. Fair enough. Regardless, I was parked next to a Camaro and a Toyota Highlander.
Oh, okay.
Also not
compact.
None of them. The point is nobody cares. Zero people care anymore about anything.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that we might even get into talking about some of that here on the podcast.
Nobody cares.
Well, we had a funny discussion. We were just talking with the boss. And Remy and I are such different people. I was noting that the people who live on the street that I live on all have children that are in the toddler stage, which is where, Remy, your two kids are.
Exactly.
And you just let them go and run and do whatever because you want them tired, right?
Yeah.
Like I
for
get
the
it.
most part.
I get it. So my neighbors and their neighbors and the two neighbors across the street, 4 houses, each have, I believe, 2 children in that area, same as yours, and they don't care about anything else that's happening on the street. Their children are running through the street.
Yeah.
And they put up a nice little sign that says children playing, but then they all have to play basketball to block their kids out.
Sure.
When I come down, I just got home from work, and now we got to wait for the street to clear. I feel like this is just going to continue over years, and eventually it's going to be kids going, car.
Yeah.
Oh, you're interrupting our basketball game.
We
Sorry.
totally did that.
What do you want to do? Get home? Ugh. Gosh, guys, sorry. I didn't mean to ruin your block party down here.
I think it's just nice to be out, and especially where we're at in Columbia now, our subdivision is basically just like a street. It's just one street. But a lot of these subdivisions, we've got friends that live in Glen Carbon where you're at, and a huge subdivision, and they will literally, the neighbors will take it upon themselves to close down the street with cones. They'll put cones up and they'll say, our street's shut down for the night. And everybody's got golf carts. It's super, you want to talk about kids running the street. They put fire pits in the street. They put food in the street.
In your neighborhood?
No, not in my neighborhood, in my friend's neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
So our neighborhood isn't as bad because.
But they, and this is the point I'm going to make, but they all have children. Mm-hmm. And they don't care about me, the person trying to get through.
Not necessarily.
Yesterday you said we don't care about you.
Well,
that's the whole point I'm trying to make here.
You're the guy in the neighborhood that's not participating because you don't have kids.
Yes.
So you technically, I guess you wouldn't understand.
So you don't care about my inconvenience, right?
Because it's really not that bad. It's just like you trying to park in your car.
Here's what's not that bad. Play in your yard. You all have giant yards here.
Sure.
Well, people, this is a road. Are you really teaching your tiny children it's okay to play in the street?
No, that's not.
I know you're not. But it's just the point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm trying, and and then they act like the car is going to destroy their children, and then I don't see them all in the street.
Yeah.
Like they're all, and I get it. Kids run. You're being protective, but again, keep it in the yard. We don't have to protect kids from the car.
We always played in the street as kids, though. I mean, we would be like, I don't know, between the ages of like 8 and 12, we would set up like hockey goals and stuff like that in the middle of and you do the whole car.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Game off.
But you didn't have to stop. They saw you coming. At this point, I have probably a dozen parents, all of whom are about your age in their 30s. So they all got a beer because that's really what it's about, right?
Sure.
Friday night we're gonna have a beer, and then I got a party in the street with kids running around, and I'm just supposed to go, cool. Sorry guys, my bad.
You're very passionate about
I'm
this.
not. It's just a moment. It's just a moment. This is just a moment in my life that I want to share.
Let's talk about this.
That's what I want.
I can't get to my driveway.
I wanted to compare and contrast because I know that you don't care about the person trying to get to their driveway.
It's not that we don't care. It's just that there's just like a whole like.
We sat in that office and you looked at me and said, "We don't care about you, so it's okay."
Well,
do you remember that?
I can't speak for everybody.
Well, I can't either. I'm just talking for me. I know you. Who said you speaking for anybody but you?
Here's what I will say: that my kids are rarely out in the front yard at this point,
and I
anyway.
appreciate.
So we're usually out in the backyard playing. If we got Emerson a little tiny little bounce house for.
They had a bounce house in the front yard.
Yeah, we got her a bounce house for, I think it was her birthday. Yeah, I think it was her birthday. So we'll set that up in the backyard and we'll play and stuff like that. So we try to keep them as much in the backyard as possible. Our neighborhood is weird because it's an older neighborhood, so there's a lot of widows in our neighborhood. And there's only like 2 other families that have like kids our age.
That's the thing. I'm the minority here. There are 17 couples with kids, and I'm just a guy in the way.
Do you want to switch neighborhoods?
Well, yes, I do, because I live like a widow. I live like an old woman who just comes out of the house to go to the store.
Yeah, and take the trash out.
That's what I do. Like legit, that's legit me. And I understand. I'm not trying to put anybody down, but I feel like I go through my days trying to make sure I hold a door for a person, or I'm not inconveniencing someone by moving my way through life. And I feel like I try so hard to let people go if they're like, up on my backside in traffic. And maybe I am that guy. I'm not saying I'm not that guy sometimes, but treat others as you wish to be treated, right?
Sure, yeah. Just get out of your way.
No, I didn't say that. I'm not saying get out of my way. I'm saying, why is it okay to play in the street? Why is it okay to have your children in the street? Yes, you're in my way, but also your children are in the street and you're drinking. You're like, I'm sorry. This is like, I saw a pregnant woman smoking. Why wouldn't you say something? People are just partying in the street and their kids are running wild. It's dark. Cars are coming down the street. And I'm supposed to say sorry? It doesn't make sense.
I don't think anybody was expecting you to say sorry.
But I'm driving down the road feeling like I'm inconveniencing them. Like I'm in the way of their party.
You're good. I think you're good. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it because you're not a parent of like small children.
Dude, I understand.
But I feel like
I understand that.
It's almost like a camaraderie thing.
I get
you get
it.
out there in the neighborhood.
I get it.
So are we not supposed to drink when we're around our kids? Is that
you're in the middle of the street?
It's not a busy.
Other people live on this street.
It's not a busy street though, is it?
There's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 blocks back there, and this is just 5 houses of people who have congregated at the entrance.
Very passionate.
I don't feel like you want to. You were a different person when we talked about this yesterday. You were a different person yesterday when we talked, and I suggested that we talk about this because of those answers, and now you're not saying those things.
I've told you that. What did I say yesterday? That
I don't
care about you, or I don't care about like the type of like.
So
here my participating in the little.
Here my overarch.
Okay.
Nobody cares about people parking in compact cars spots. Nobody cares that I need to drive down that street, and nobody cares that they're playing in the street. It's like the point I'm trying to make is that nobody cares about anything right now. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, nobody cares about other people.
Oh, you're bringing it back around full circle.
Yeah.
Even you don't care.
I do this.
Even you don't care is what you're saying.
Everyone doesn't care. You don't care. That's why we're talking about this right now, because we sat in that office yesterday, and our boss also doesn't have children. He said, I get it. I get what you're saying. I didn't have small children. Look, I got a 13-year-old. I see someone zooming through the street. I get mad at them.
Oh, yeah.
I got kids, too.
Sure.
I just don't have young kids, and if I did, I wouldn't let them play in the street. My camera's not frozen. I'm making a point. That's my point, is that nobody cares, A. Second, yeah, you're letting your kids play in the street while you drink. I'm not, like, morally sound guy, but, like, I see problems. I see flags. And if I was doing things, I would hope someone would say something to me. But I just drive by and go, sorry, and I don't feel right about that. Sorry if I just spit like across the room. I saw it arc at you.
I didn't see it or feel it, so you're good.
Okay, I'm sorry. I definitely wanted to just talk about how it seems that people don't care anymore for other people, for the things that they do. We laughed yesterday when you go somewhere and you order something and what you get is, huh? Like, humans just don't care anymore. When I worked a window, it's customer service. You would say, how are you? What can I do for you? What was that? I didn't hear you. You formed sentences. You communicated with humans.
Yeah.
You didn't just give a dirty look when I drove past.
Yeah, but I don't know that, maybe that's you, but I don't know that fast food has ever really changed. I feel like it's more noticeable now. Like, I won't order, like, my biggest thing is I won't special order anything, because if I special order something, it definitely won't happen. Like, if I say no pickle, there's probably going to be a pickle on my cheeseburger. So I just don't special order, and this kind of goes along with the if we're talking about people that don't care, like the whole FedEx snafu that I just had, where I ordered live coral.
Talk about, because someone could have stepped up and done a great job for you, but they chose not to.
Yeah,
and they don't care.
Yeah, that's where. Well, and
tell the story
again. It's the special thing. So if you order a package from whoever, and it's just like, I need this from point A to point B, and there's no special instructions in between, that's fine. But it's when you go against the status quo of what they normally do, your special instructions. In this case,
I never mentioned special instructions.
No,
by
I
the
did.
way.
I know.
That's
what I'm saying.
I'm not even complicated things. I'm like, can I get a French fry? Huh? Like, they're just not listening. They're not there. But I know what you're saying.
So I ordered live corals. I accidentally set them to our previous address. Again, this was like a PayPal thing where it just defaulted to my previous address.
Were you talking about the same thing last week too? Like, I was talking about my wife. Did you talk about the coral? And
I think so. Yeah.
I think so. It's a week later. New coral.
A week later. Yeah. So the. Where was I?
It was delivered to your old address.
It was. Yeah. So but I caught it before it got there. So we had let FedEx know everything was. But again, with the special instruction thing, we had to reroute it. Well, it ended up being delivered anyway. So then they had to go retrieve it, and that took 48 hours. And then it finally showed up. So this was supposed to be here on Tuesday. It finally showed up on my doorstep this morning.
Reminder: this thing is alive.
Oh, yeah. Corals, I mean, they're living animals, and 24 to 48 hours is like the maximum. Taco's attacking. 24 to 48 hours is like the maximum for these things. Thankfully, it looks like they may pull through after being in a box in a little tiny bag of water for 96 hours is what it ended up being. But again, it was like we needed to do something different than A to B. So in between there, it just like sat in a spot. And I get it. FedEx is a huge company. Any shipper it's a huge company, and you are the most important thing to yourself, but you are not the most important thing to this company.
No, nor is customer service.
And I'm not 100% sure, because there's something when you ship live things, plants, animals, whatever. If you do not have like proper like license to do so, then you don't actually tell USPS or UPS or FedEx or any of these guys that it's a live coral.
Yeah,
so
because
they don't necessarily know.
So they don't treat it as such.
Exactly.
I get it. But
it says fragile on the side, but you know.
You sent a thing, you did everything right. You did everything you're supposed to do to have that taken care of. And the same could go for your move and U-Haul and all of it. Like all of it. Somewhere somebody could have done a great job for you, and they chose not to, because at some point we all just go, I don't care. And whether it's our kids are here, we're having fun in the street, or if it's, huh? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't care.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, but somebody along the way in FedEx probably could have done something, but that went, well, you know what? It's just the way of the road.
I told the guy I was chatting with, who was about ready to pass me off, like every customer service representative had done at that point. I was like, Gilbert, because that was his name in the chat.
Of course.
I was like, Gilbert, don't pass me off. Make your company proud. Do something to help me out
Right?
here. And
Yeah.
he didn't.
No,
but
there was even a guy at one point that during your move that was like, "Stop trying. You're not going to get
exactly.
everything."
Yeah. The U-Haul guy was like, you need to stop. Just stop trying. And then I kept trying, and then I eventually got a full refund on that. But
So shout out.
I've spent so much time on customer service lines and all this stuff, just dealing with people.
And have you ever even worked it? I remember when I did fast food, I was polite. And it's we're Facebook living the podcast right now. So Kathy, thank you. Tyler, appreciate you. Jennifer said even customer service doesn't happen at the fast food line. Like, it's supposed to say hi, thank you, have a good day. That's what I was taught.
Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
They do it right.
All right. Well, let me tell you. There's a gray area because is it your pleasure?
At least they're saying it.
Is
though.
it? Fair
you
enough.
Can't, you
fair
can't,
enough. No,
you
fair
can't
enough.
fault
Fair
them
enough.
for trying.
I'm not. Fair enough. Fair
We're
enough.
like touching hands on the stream when I do.
All
that.
right. Oh yeah. This is the weird thing. When we come, we can keep coming.
Ooh, it's the same arm.
Keep coming. All right. You're missing amazing things on the video stream. Oh, also, we haven't mentioned this. We're going to play the Friday Party Jam for everybody watching the live stream.
How would we do that, Mason?
Because we produce a video every week. It's just like, am I taking the mystique out of it?
No,
I was going to say, do people not know we record it?
I think people would understand if we wear different shirts sometimes. But the people
Oh,
that
yeah.
are watching the podcast are like, yeah, exclusive. The 6 now.
Don't count
people
it. Stop counting. Why would you do that? Okay.
Look, we start small, we grow.
Yeah, and you're here on the
We are
ground floor.
growers.
No, we
not showers.
appreciate you guys coming by. Glenn, thanks as well. Kyle, Kelsey, my wife just joined.
What up?
But yeah, so I guess like as I went into this, I just was thinking that we could talk about how it's sad that people don't care. It's sad that we are in this world, and it's also sad that I'm guilty of it. I know I'm guilty of it. So please don't think that I'm like trying to be holier than thou. I am guilty of this as well. I am one of the most least caring people you will meet. The darkness of my heart is black. But I also do think of other people when I take actions, and I have to think, okay, is this what I want? Is this okay? Am I hurting someone? You know what I mean? No, I know they're not hurting anyone by playing in the road, but do you think of the people around you when you do anything? And I know my wife would talk about it. She works in the customer service industry, and people come in and are just meh. But they treat people like garbage, like servants, like. And I've always tried, and this is something I've noticed recently. I'm always friendly with like part-time or interns, like people who are still like trying to earn their way in.
Yeah.
Because I know that feeling. I know what it was like to work at a fast food line. Hello, my name is Mason. May I take your order? Some of the first words I ever said into a microphone. Legit. Yeah. It meant a lot, and it was fun, and I enjoyed it. And you don't get that. May I help you? That's what I get when I pull up to the line.
Yeah. I think the only job or the only thing that you can do is just be as happy as you can possibly be, and maybe eventually you can change their day. Well, you could change their day. You could change it around just by being happy and putting out the positive vibes instead of. I think the natural thing for all of us to do is be like, get frustrated back and be like, why don't you care? All this stuff. You know
I roll up and hit them with a smile whenever they're like, and when it comes back that you're inconveniencing them, you know what I mean? Yeah. You show up. Job. You show up. You show up with a big smile and go, hey, hi. What?
I have a monies for you.
What? I'm keeping you.
I will pay your salary.
Whatever it is, right? But
did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
I mean, I could go on for probably a long time about.
I'm doing an alumni baseball game this weekend.
Is that a no then?
Fair enough. I mean, I kind of want to move on to happiness. The alumni baseball game that's taking place on Sunday, I'm not sure if it's going to happen because it's supposed to rain like all weekend.
I'd like to point out that you don't care about my topic.
I've cared about your topic for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Do you want to keep going?
I have lots to say. It's
Okay,
what
yeah,
I was
go
just
for it.
saying
Yeah,
when
let's
you
go
started.
back.
No,
Let's
no,
go
no,
back.
no. Talk about your baseball game.
No, let's go back.
No, just go ahead. You are playing in it now. Is it you and the old folks? Because you're one of the old folks now.
I think so, yeah.
Versus what grades?
This will be the class of 98 to 2008 versus 2009 to 2018. I think that's how it goes. Or 97. I don't know. Regardless.
So like a decade versus a decade.
Exactly.
Got
And it's like old guys versus young guys. And some of these guys have played in the major leagues at this point.
Legitimately.
Or at least semi-pro or professional at some level or at some degree in the system. So I'm a little nervous about that. I haven't seen a baseball in a long time. I've hit a lot of slow pitch softball in the last 10, 15 years, but I have not played any like legit baseball games. So, and we had a guy call in the show and said that he played in an alumni basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
And what did he do? He
destroyed every bone in his body.
Destroyed
if I remember correctly.
ACL, MCL, meniscus, and he also fractured a bone in his knee just by taking like one wrong step. I feel like we're at that point now where that could totally happen, and it has happened to me before. We were in New Orleans on an alternative spring break doing like Hurricane Katrina cleanup back when that was a thing. I think it was 2002, 2003, and we were playing flag football or tag or something out in the field, and I took it too seriously and literally ended up just stopping on a dime on one foot, and the knee just like blew out. It was like my meniscus just like gave in and tore, and it was super uncomfortable for a long time, and I ended up getting surgery. So, but and I was at peak athletic level at that point. You know what I mean? That was like, it doesn't matter how in shape or out of shape you are. I mean, injury is injury, and it could happen at any point. So,
you're right, and that's like half of the reason I've been scared to go outside most of my life. I'm serious, man. Like people, like the stupidest things get you so hurt.
Yeah, it's silly stuff too. It's like that guy said. It's like literally just a wrong step, and everything could explode in your knee. So I'm a little nervous about that, but I know that I'm pitching at least one inning of this.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna come in, and I know you because you're like, I'm gonna throw it. Because we did this golf challenge thing, and you were there for 3 hours before. You were like, driving contest.
Yeah.
The worst decision you could have made.
Well, you say to yourself, you're going to go easy, and then anybody with an athletic or competitive heart would be like, you end up pushing way harder than you need to. This game means absolutely nothing.
Right?
It just is a chance for all of us guys to get together again and have some fellowship. And that's really what the purpose of this is just to get together again with a bunch of guys that we used to play ball with. And so I'm looking forward to it. The family's coming out. I think my parents, Lauren's parents, Lauren, the kids will all be out there. So that's another weird thing is like high school teachers with like seeing your family. I don't know that there's too many of my high school teachers and coaches or whoever that have seen me with a family at this point. So that's also another cool thing. And I didn't go to my 10-year class reunion because we had the 10-year class reunion, and I ended up not going to that. So this will be kind of fun. I mean, there's a couple guys from my class that will be participating that aren't in jail or no, I'm just joking. Nobody's in jail.
Man,
the people that responded to me on Facebook that actually use Facebook will be there, so that's cool.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, so that should be fun.
I look forward to you complaining next week about how much you hurt.
That's definitely going to happen.
It'll be Monday on the show, right? Is that this weekend?
I cannot move my arm. I pitched 30 pitches and I'm toast.
You said it's this weekend? Is that right?
Sunday,
Oh, this Sunday, yeah. So Monday on the show, listen for Remy. Complain about aches and pains.
We are driving up on Sunday and coming back on Sunday, and this trip is a little bit further than it was in Chicago. So
is it just you? Where is it?
Bloomington, or Normal West High School, where I went to.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were saying it's further than Chicago. So.
No, I'm just saying St. Louis to Bloomington is further than Chicago to Bloomington, because our commute from Frankfurt and Chicago was about an hour and a half back to Bloomington Normal.
Yeah, it's a little
Here
bit.
It's like 2.5. So
Gotcha. Yeah.
it's a little bit more of a day trip, but we're
is it
making
just you
happen.
though? Or is
No,
it,
everybody's going.
You're taking the whole family?
Everybody's going. Yeah, they're all going.
Oh my God, why?
I don't know,
I'm
support.
sorry.
I don't know.
I guess no. I'm sorry. All of it, not the family, but like, why would you even sign up for that? We are so different, and that's great. I love that. That's why we do what we do. Man, that sounds not fun at all.
Yeah,
None of that. Like it sounds like it's going to be painful. Because I didn't play. Embarrassing. If it were me, as I put myself in your shoes, I go, oh God, I wouldn't sign up for that. I'd get hurt. Just like the guy that called and said, I blew out my MCL, ACL, FCL, TCL, and all the other CLs.
The knees.
All of it.
Yeah.
Literally said, I will walk with a limp for the rest of my life because of this. That is enough to make me go, all right, if you need me, I'll be wrapped up in bubble wrap in the bedroom. I'm not going anywhere. But also embarrassing because I have no skill at physical things unless it's moving my thumbs at a high rate of speed. It's the most physical things I can do. But then...
It was a way of life for my entire youth. So baseball was there, ever since I was 5 or 6 years old. So maybe that's where it feels a little bit more natural for me to want to go back and do this.
And then to want to pack up 2 toddlers and your wife and drive them to watch.
I think it's
Sorry, back in my shoes, my embarrassment and pain. Just none of it.
I've set Lauren up for the fact that I am definitely not going to be in an amazing. I haven't seen a fastball in that 85 miles per hour in I don't know how many years. Like I said, I played slow pitch softball now, and anybody who's played that knows that it's a little bit easier to hit that than it is an 85 mile per hour fastball. So I don't even know what to expect. I don't know if we're going to be splitting it up, and maybe we'll have a. They have a speed limit on the.
I was going to say, I don't know if you'll even see an 85 mile an hour anything unless there's a highway nearby.
There is, actually.
Stephanie wanted to know, how are the kids? Kids doing well?
Yeah, the kids are awesome, and that's I think part of the reason why I want to bring Emerson is now she's like a little human. She's like receiving information, having conversations with us now, and so to see her dad out there playing baseball, I think would be a pretty cool thing for her.
Gotcha.
At least for the 5 minutes until she sees the playground, and then she's off to that.
Right, until she says, "Can I see Baby Shark, Baby Shark?"
But I don't know when. I think I was first introduced to sports when I was like 4 or 5 years old. T-ball, soccer is kind of when that started for me.
I played T-ball. I remember that. I played soccer too.
Yeah, well, having the kids around for that, and if that's something that interests them, I don't think that we ever want to force them into anything. Like Lauren is a prodigal ballerina and has been teaching for years and years and years now. And she even said she's not sure that she wants Emerson to go into dance unless Emerson chooses to go into dance.
It's really
it's a crazy environment.
Yeah, it's interesting how you learn about what your parents did and
you do the opposite
as you go. Well, it's you as a parent, you want to give your child everything that you didn't have. So, and I'm not. Let me assume for a moment that maybe her parents, Lauren's parents, maybe pushed her a little harder to do this, and now she's like, I don't want to force her, right? But like, if I chose to do something and it didn't pan out, that I might force my child to do something. You know what I mean? Because nobody forced me to do it.
Sure.
We almost want to give the opposite of what we've had, but do it better or somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow be not the way. I like what happened to me, but I let's do it this way. You know what I mean? If that's.
Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure on if that was a forced thing or not. I mean, she obviously enjoyed it for her youth, but I think when you get into like the professional, like pre-professional kind of programs for ballet, it starts to get a little I mean, we're talking into eating disorders, things like that.
That's the stuff
that's the scary stuff that
I was going to say. I'm sure she did enjoy the dancing, but it's all the other stuff. It's
there's a lot
of
the stuff
pressure of the teacher that you've told me about, the pressure of other girls. That's hard enough on its own.
Yep.
Like all of that stuff. And your wife went through it, so she knows what to expect. So she is going to try to shield, you know what I mean, to do her best to give her the opposite experience that she had. Because I don't know if she went into it knowing that stuff. So you're going to be like, I got this. Listen to me. I know I did it. And you know what? That kid is going to not listen because that's what kids do. That's what they do because we did it to our parents because they tried to do it.
Yeah.
They tried to say, hey, don't do that thing. And then you're like, I'm going to go do that thing.
Oh, yeah.
They're not looking.
Yep. That's
oh God, I shouldn't have done that thing. They were right.
Very evident right now. But, you try to lead them down as best you can, and we'll see what happens. So
It's the circle of life. You're
Oh, yeah,
wearing a Lion
Lion
King
King,
shirt, man. Absolutely.
Animal Kingdom, December 30th through January 5th. What up, Disney?
Are you
Hey.
shouting out your vacation?
I'm shouting out my vacation.
Like an album release?
I'm saying it.
Yo,
I'm
Remy will be out of town.
looking forward to it. You
Holler
know,
at it, rob my house.
I've been listening
Yo.
to the soundtrack of Avatar for the past like 2 weeks now when I get to work. So
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
That's coming through. Remy's got his headphones on. And you may have even heard it earlier in the podcast because our boss is a loud laugher. We were telling the story earlier and he was laughing at something. But
No.
I just heard him laughing.
through the
Yeah,
walls.
so
yeah.
and mind you, if you want to get anything done, you need to focus and you gotta like close the door and shut off the world. So
Oh yeah,
put
'cause
on
you have
headphones.
people
It's not just
stopping by all the time.
it's not just you, Scott.
No.
Also, he's not not watching this. That's okay. Yeah,
Laugh if you're watching, Scott.
he's
That's not any indication either, as if he's listening. But
Brandon's-
anyways, I've been listening to a lot of that and in preparation because I cannot wait for Disney.
Well, Brandon left a comment here. Again, we're on Facebook Lives. Brandon said, miss you guys on 95.5. No better duo. Oh, Brandon. I promise I didn't read that before I chose to read it on the stream.
Stephanie also said, "How's Keaton?"
Yeah, Keaton's good. Keaton is good. He is about to be 14 next month. Hanging out with girls.
How'd that go last
going
night?
to movies.
That was the thing last
He
night.
had
wasn't it?
he had a girl over, but it's a girl that he knew from when they were like 5. When they were young kids, they hung out together.
Oh, okay.
And then they just kind of went their separate ways to different schools. And then I think it was like Alicia is friends with her mom, and her mom mentioned that. Oh, she said Keaton is pretty cool. Look, she follows him on Instagram. Doesn't even know if he follows him. Like that's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing now. Will your son follow my daughter on Instagram? No, that didn't happen. But she's like, I don't know if he even knows that I'm following him. And he reached out and was like, hey, I remember playing Spider-Man with you when we were 5. And so she came over and they played Spider-Man on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And mom said that they kept the bedroom door open the whole time.
Hey, I was gonna say usually those like best friends, from a like 5-6 years old. Those are the ones that get back together in high school
Oh,
and at least like hang out for a little bit. And maybe
Don't go doing all of that
Just
on
saying.
'em.
I don't know.
Don't go making that happen to him.
Oh, do you have anything else on your list? I've got a couple things, but
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry I cut you off earlier.
You're fine.
If you wanted to finish our
I was
finish our
more
conversation.
sad that you thought that it was negative. And you said, I want to get something positive. And I was like, I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to change the world here. I'm trying to bring it up to everyone to say, hey, guys, can we be a little nicer or a little more thoughtful? That's what my wife has a big thing about mindfulness right now, and she goes through these things a lot. We both face a little bit of anxiety about like the way we interact with people and how people view you,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that has something to do with it. It's the fact that nobody cares anymore and has no compassion for other humans. It's just real weird and scary.
So today, if you encounter other humans, smile.
Just be cool, man.
Say, what up? You look good today. Things of that nature
Huh?
usually work.
So again, if you're just listening, hey Justin, thanks for coming by, man.
What up?
If you're just listening to the podcast and you want to see just how bad this all goes, you can do that on Facebook Live. Each week at noon we do that. Do you want to wrap up the podcast, or you said you had some more stuff? Did you? This would probably be the fine time to talk about it instead of staring at yourself.
I wanted to talk about the peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwich that I enjoyed this week.
Gross.
Or not enjoyed.
Gross.
This is something that was going on Facebook, and there was a lot of people that were sharing this, and I guess it's something that they eat in the South a lot. Peanut butter mayonnaise sandwich. It tasted exactly like it sounds, and I know that's hard to like. It's like you get the saltiness from the peanut butter, and then you get the tanginess of the mayonnaise, and it just doesn't. Like I've had peanut butter and marshmallow, like fluffernutters is what those are called, where you get marshmallow fluff, put that on, peanut butter, put that on. That's delicious. The mayonnaise is not. It's just not.
There was a moment, if you watch this video, this is on the New Country 92.3 Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
That we did a Facebook Live. If you go watch it, there's a moment where you see Remy's face and he's like happy about this little piece of entertainment that he's providing.
Yeah.
And then it changes.
Yeah.
Like you can see him go, I'm
I'm pretty open to most things, I would say. I was not.
He swallowed it.
Yeah, I did. I tried it again afterwards just to see if it was like a fluky thing and maybe I didn't get that taste. But yeah, it's not good. I just wouldn't.
It seems like a very dull, a very I don't know how to say it, but like a blunt flavor. Like I feel peanut butter is it bland that I'm thinking? Like very bland?
There was nothing really bland about it. It was very pronounced.
Well, I guess maybe bland isn't what I'm thinking. Like peanut butter is a very I'm trying to say like a blunt, like a basic, like a
yeah.
You know,
it's
and
a
then I
good
feel
base.
and then mayonnaise is like same kind. Is it?
I think so.
I've never had mayonnaise in my life.
Really?
Yes.
Oh. I would ask you to do a taste test, but I know you want to do a taste test.
Will not happen. Absolutely won't happen.
Remy will play. Mason will not play.
No.
Mason
just knows what he likes. Mason will play when he likes it. But and like I'll try things I don't like sometimes. Like I don't like sour cream either, and I don't like ranch. And sorry if I don't like goopy white things.
I enjoy goopy white things.
Of course you do. You watch the video, it's all over your face.
Yeah.
No, I don't like. I don't know what it is. I just don't like. I smell it. I've tasted it. Like sour cream, I'm thinking of, for example. I know some people love it, give me more, but I ate it and I was like, there's nothing here. It's nothing.
We had tacos last night.
Very airy.
Just ate the sour cream.
National
on
Taco
a spoon.
But it's like there's nothing there.
There's like
I'm not talking about flavor. I mean, there's no actual like food there.
No,
it's just a flavor.
It's spoiled milk, essentially, right?
So you
sour
put it in your
cream
mouth?
is just like yeah.
Are you convincing me right now?
No, I'm not
food?
trying to convince you. I'm just saying that that's what it is.
Because you know what it is, and you're still eating.
But that's also what cheese is. Cheese is essentially spoiled milk.
He's got a point.
So, I don't know.
But the difference is cheese is delicious.
The cheese is very delicious. All kinds of cheeses.
Yeah, that's true. Stephanie said, Remy's package of the week is very hilarious. Wish we were back in Chicago. She doesn't even listen to the station anymore.
That's all right. You can still kind of follow along here in St. Louis, Stephanie. We've got the app, the New Country 92.3 app. You can listen to the show there.
Well, look at that logo right down there.
Yeah, you can do that. Or you can download the Podcast One app and listen to this again, even though you're joining us right now.
You can listen to this and see how much of it actually made it into the podcast. But that's kind of the fun of what we're doing on this, and it's the second time we're doing it, so we're still kind of making sure everything works right, trying to figure. This might be the way to go, honestly. This is the most reliable that we've seen. You're moving.
Whenever you put a USB into a box of 4 or 5, it's like I think of like a power strip where you have all the power plugins and that's kind of what we're using for the USB strip right now. And I feel like whenever you do that, you lose a lot of the connectivity.
I'll tell you what, I blame the Macintosh because I have this kind of set up at my house with a Windows machine, and it works because you can access the settings of these cameras. The Mac is so easy to use.
You can't do that.
There's no settings for it. You have to download some other thing if you want to actually get into it because they've dumbed it down for everybody. I'm smart. I need to be in the workings of these things. I can't adjust it. I
need the manual settings.
I had to go download another app and do a bunch of different stuff because it's so easy on a Mac. We've given you less USB ports. You don't have to worry about that.
Oh my gosh, they're all USB-C and you have to get adapters.
They're new now. Hey, we sell adapters.
So many adapters.
You're so good to me.
I literally just bought 4 adapters just so I could have USB play because nobody has what Apple normally does is they're like, okay, this is like the future of how people are going to be using whatever, right? So USB-C came out 2 years ago, or Apple started eliminating USB ports from their laptops
because the technology is constantly being upgraded.
Yes, but the USB thing has not been upgraded in a long time,
right?
And nobody is putting out things that are USB-C except for Apple. So I literally have these on all 4 of my USB-C ports so that I can have a USB in my computer.
And that is one USB port.
Yeah.
So it's one port to one port. I bought one that's got several. Right now, showing off our adapters live on
What Up Adapters?
On the podcast. This one's got
somebody stole them.
Some SD cards on the side there too.
That's nice. Yeah.
And a HDMI.
Mason going against the grain with a non-Apple sanctioned.
This was purchased from the Apple website.
Never mind. They are okay with it.
I wanted to make
They
sure.
won't make it, but they're okay with it.
I looked for something from the Apple website to use in here because I knew we were using an Apple computer, and that was the closest thing to multiple ports I could find. 2 USB ports.
That's it. I wonder if that would work.
Not for this. It's not.
Oh, that's an older.
It's an older.
Gotcha.
What a mess. What a mess. I'm telling you. The Windows versus Macintosh debate rolls on.
Peanut butter, a little bit of sriracha hot sauce. I like sriracha, but I don't know if I like it that much. Jimmy said that on the Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that's what I mean by like there's no taste there when I say mayonnaise and peanut butter. It doesn't feel like it's the main thing.
They're two side things.
It's accompanying flavors.
Yeah, accompanying flavors that you've put in as the main feature.
Where is the protein?
It's like two opening acts in one sandwich, and it's not the headliner.
Where's my meat headliner?
The headliner would be like
some
the
protein,
ham or the turkey,
something,
chicken, something.
tofu. I don't care, something. Okay, not tofu.
I do like that analogy though. Need a headliner.
For your
Need
sandwich.
a headliner for the sandwich. What is that? It could even be cheese. I would let that happen. I would let cheese happen. We are also working on our Baby Shark spoof that has not gone away. It has actually made a lot of progress, and we might lay it down next week.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. We just got to find some time to get in there, and then that's the other hard part is that I want to get kids. Like I want kids to sing it. You know what I mean? Like if you think about Baby Shark,
it's kids.
It was kids.
I think we should lay it down like you and I, and then do like a test on my kids and see if my kids are receptive to it. And then maybe we can go all out and maybe hire some kids who can sing.
That's weird.
You got kids that can sing? We might hire them.
That's weird.
But I think that a lot of kids will sing, but do they sing well? That's what we need to do. We just need to get like a children's choir in St. Louis.
Well, yeah.
Pick out a couple people.
Those kids sing too good. It's just got to be kids going, la, 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 la. Those kids sing too good. You know what I mean, though, right? Like,
can you hear Scott laughing? Because it's erupting. It's erupting right now.
Hilarity is happening.
We have 1 minute till our meeting.
No, we do. Actually, we should wrap up the podcast.
Well, thank you for coming out and enjoying our podcast today. We appreciate you. We'll be here again on noon of next Friday.
Noon on Friday. We will do this again next week. Friday Party Jam?
Sure.
This is a new thing that we thought about that we can do here as we end the podcast. We can play the Friday Party Jam and then end the podcast, the video portion, with like kind of an early
release.
Yeah, because we post this at 5 o'clock each Friday. But since you're here and you're watching and you've been putting up with this, right?
Enjoy.
We appreciate it. Yeah. See you next time. We'll try and get this thing to work out here. Don't break another string on a guitar that's not yours.
That's a good idea.
Thanks.
All right. The Cardinals end another season. Hard to be happy when you lose. We do have hockey to look forward to. Let's hear it. Let's go Blues. Toys R Us may return. Thought they might be on a bankruptcy skid. If they come back, I'll be the first in line. I'll always be a Toys R Us kid. Going back to high school to play an alumni baseball game. I just hope I don't severely injure myself. I'm not going to the Hall of Fame. Want free Jingle Fest tickets? Get in line and don't be last. Region Bank at St. Peter's at noon tomorrow. It's a Jingle Fest ticket blast.
It's time to celebrate a
Friday, yeah. 5 o'clock Friday party jam. A spooky season kind of Friday, yeah. Mason and Remy Friday party jam.
That's right. Hockey has returned. This year I don't have to choose with no Cardinals playoff baseball. It's all Let's Go Blues. The sun is going down earlier. I'm wearing my hockey sweater. The leaves will soon be changing. My comfy pants start looking better. Some call it cuffing season. Others call it hibernation. I'm already counting down till spring training, Cardinal Nation. The harvest is upon us. You see, my allergies let me know. Let's get ready for the fall. Into the autumn we go. Friday, yeah. A 5 o'clock Friday party jam. A bag of candy kind of Friday, yeah. Missing